Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. What an amazing day of trading we had last Friday. Today is Sunday, October 8th, but Friday, October 6th. This is the trading day for that day. Amazing. I had a lot of people claiming that they can see the future. A lot of people say the market was going to go down, then it go up. A lot of people say it's just going to go up. Some of you guys are right, some of you guys are wrong. But overall, I hope you guys all made money using the levels and setups that I gave you guys. For me, I did not have to predict or act like I can see the future. All I had to do was trade sheep style. And one of the principles of trading sheep style is being reactive to the price action, being ready to react, knowing the levels and knowing the setups beforehand and then reacting to it in real time. So let me give you guys a quick example. 15-minute chart to 30-minute chart is what I use, the time frame that I use to trade the intraday action. And you guys can see here, all of these horizontal lines are based on my support and resistance level that I got from the higher time frame, daily chart and weekly chart, okay? And I just add them to my 15-minute chart as horizontal line to simplify the levels for me. And look at this. The market opened up at 9:30. The market opened up around 421.97, okay? You guys recall, I gave you guys my 422 resistant level and my 423.5 levels. I mentioned to you guys, those are resistant levels. And what do we do with resistant levels? We watch if the price action will break it out. If it does, that's when we look to long. And holy moly, boom, broke out 422. Boom, broke out 423.5. Just breaking out, clearing my resistant levels. If you entered longs on these breakouts or calls on these breakouts, your stop loss would have been under the levels that was broken out. So if you longed 422 breakout, your stop loss would have been under 422. It never went back below 422. If you long 423.5, your stop loss would be on the break back below 423.5. This is where some people get confused. Let me explain. Now you look at this candle, this red candle right here. So we broke out 10:30 candle. We broke out 423.5. And in the 10:45 candle, you guys can see we had a low of 423.18. It washed below my support level. Was 423.5 lost? Looking at this in hindsight, the answer is no. The reason is it never closed back below 423.5 on the 15-minute chart. Therefore, that level was not lost. So that's something to remember when you're trading in real time. Something to ask yourself. Is your level lost? Did the price close back below that level on the 15 to 30-minute chart? The higher the time frame, the better, obviously, right? If the answer is no, then your level is not lost. Your trade setup is not yet invalidated. Now, if it washes all the way down like $1, then yeah, I'll cap out there and take my stop loss, okay? Because if it's gonna drop below 423.5, $1 like to 422.5, it's likely that that level is going to be lost, even though there's not an official breakdown, okay? But it dropped a few cents below my level, did not close below, so therefore it never was lost, okay? That's something I want you guys and hope you guys can learn and remember, all right? But other than that, boom, just shot right up, okay? And if you miss one trade setup, you just catch the next trade setup. Look right here. Boom, we cleared 425. Hit my next high at 426.5. Boom, we cleared 426.5. Hit my next target around 428. Boom, we cleared 428. Tested it as support. I had to base a little bit because it went up high. You know, it went up a lot pretty fast. I had to base a little bit. But boom, ultimately it never lost 428. And it shot right up. Hit my 429.6 level. Look at this. Boom! It cleared 429.6 on the 15-minute chart and hit my next level, 431 at 431. I gave you guys these levels, right? So you guys can see you don't need to predict and be egotistical and act like you can see the future. I know the average retail traders believe seeing the future is a thing. I don't know what fantasy land they came from, maybe Neverland, I don't know. But overall though, whether you believe we can or not, here's evidence. And I try to show you guys evidence every single video that I make. But here's the latest evidence that you do not need to be able to see the future. You just need to know the levels, know the setups, and trade it unbiasedly, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Level to level style with runners. There's money to be made. The bill collectors does not care if your money came from bullish setups or bearish setups. They only care if you got the money to pay the bills. All right? So let's trade this sheep style unbiasedly up or down or even sideways. No greed. Now, we're looking at this daily chart. A recapture of the 1 year trend line from last year, October 2022's low. Last year was just so legendary with CPI gap in the SPY down, and ever since then it bounced, giving us this 1 year trend line. We broke down this 1 year trend line. The move was decent. They broke down from 425ish. It went to a low around 420ish. That was a $5 move, but ultimately look what happened, guys. Recapture, false breakdown setup. Is that usually a bullish setup? Absolutely. You guys know how I feel about the false breakdown setup. It's a bullish setup, one of the greatest trade setups. And if you longed it, play the level to level style like I always recommend, should have been decent for you. Now the question is, with this false breakdown setup, are we going to head up higher or are we going to head down lower? Is this a bull trap or was this the bottom? That is the question, okay? Now, I can't say for sure if it is the bottom or if we're going to go back down. So I wrote in this post, didn't talk about this in the video. This was back on October 3rd. I didn't talk about seasonality in the video, but, you know, for my Discord members, I give them exclusive content. To be fair, you know, they're my biggest supporters. But I wrote right here, SPY is still tracking so far with seasonality. Gotta watch out for a potential squeeze, though, in case seasonality continues to track. Bears might not like it, but for sheeps, we'll trade it all. A recapture of some lost levels like 422 and 425 might be the signal. Okay? So, we'll go to seasonality, right? At the time I wrote this, I have my yellow arrow pointing out to where we are now. And you guys can see, according to seasonality, we should have gotten a squeeze in the first week of October to the upside, followed by a drop back down to the downside. I got this yellow arrow blocking it. Let me show you on this, okay? This one I don't have as much arrows, but right here is where we are. There's a little up moved right here, and if seasonality continues to track, we should get a lower high that'll push us right back down. Towards mid-October, we should get a move pushing right back down, and then a bullish fourth quarter. Okay, a lot of earnings are coming up. So if you're wondering how accurate is this seasonality, well, the green arrows is when it's been right, and the red arrows is when it's been wrong. So it's more right than wrong. And if you go to the daily chart, we can see a year ago, back in October 2022 low, how it played out. Okay, first week of October, you guys see here, there was a bounce. And then the second week of October, it pushed down. And then second half of October, it was bullish. Okay? Just like seasonality suggested, it played out perfectly last year. Now, the question is, will that happen again? Now, as far as this move to the upside and when it could possibly drop back to the downside, guys, not every false breakout led to a top or a reversal, bearish reversal. But every top or bearish reversal started off with the false breakout setup. So if you're asking me, Uncle Chartist, when is this rally going to end? It'll end when the price action tells us when to end. Remember, Uncle Chartist don't care about what no retail traders or even what the news say. I only care what the price actions say. And when the price action is going to tell us that the rally is over, it usually will come in the form of a false breakout. That means a level that was recaptured must fail. You got to watch the price action behaviors. Bullish price action behaviors, obviously, when it clears resistant level. So what's bearish price action behavior? When it breaks down support levels. So watch for those. You guys got my support levels. If you don't, I'm going to give it to you right now. 429.6 is the level to watch first. I have fib levels from all-time high at 479.98 down to October 2022 low at 348.11. That 61.8 fib level is at 429.6. That's a resistant level to watch. Of course, the 431 level, that was based on a previous pivot low back from June. But as you guys can see, 431 held as resistant on Friday as well. And of course, the 433 level, that was a pivot low back from August. You guys see it was a pivot low. Had some buying pressure that pushed it up. And then when we broke it down, it triggered a nice move to the downside. A back test of that would be pretty healthy around 433-ish. But if it can clear 433, obviously that would be bullish and put more levels in play. 435 is a level that I have. 437.4. There is a gap at 439.5 and then 441 and levels so on. We'll talk more about that if SPY pushes up high, okay? Now, if we're going to get a false breakout, we got to know the support levels as well, right? Which support that we want to see break down. Well, if 429.6 defends as resistant, 428 is the first support I'll be watching. If that breaks down, that is a false breakout. We cleared 428 last week. Breaks back down 428. That's a false breakout on the daily chart. Potential. So that's when you want to look to short. My 1 year trend line is sloping up. It's around 429.7 now. We'll just stick to my 426, not 429%, 426.7. But we can just stick to my 426.5 support level. If that breaks down, that is a false recapture of my 1 year trend line. False recapture is just another version of a false breakout. That would be bearish. So below 426.5 is bearish. With 425, 423.5, 422, 420. Keep in mind, we had strong buying pressure from that 420 level. This green line, that's my 420 level. You guys can see all the multiple bounces we had. Strong buy zone there. So if it's lost, that will be a big win for the bears. Also keep in mind the 200 daily moving average is creeping up to that 420 level still. It's around 419.8 as of Friday, but it's creeping up. So if it's lost, 420, especially at 200 daily moving average, massive win for the bears. Okay? So if it's going to track with seasonality and reverse next week, gotta watch for that false breakout setup. I gave you guys the level so you guys have a point of reference. All right? Gotta wait for that false breakout setup. Otherwise, if we don't get no false breakout and the SPY just continue breaking out resistant levels, don't argue with the price action. But price action, I predicted you would drop. Don't argue with the price action and don't care about your predictions. But price action, seasonality said you would drop. Don't argue with the price action. Seasonality is just based on the average tendency. It's not a crystal ball. Crystal balls don't work. Just ask Miss Cleo. Anyways, I hope you guys found value in this video. Keep in mind, my videos are targeted to short-term day traders and as well as short-term swing traders. That's my target audience because that is what I specialize in. That is what I do every day. I'm not going to talk about things that I don't do, especially if I suck at it. I day trade and I short-term swing trade with runners. And that's my target audience. People that believe in the price action. If you don't find value in my particular skill set or what I try to bring to the table, that's completely fine. It just means that my video was not made for you. And I'm okay with that. I thank you for stopping by anyways and showing this video love. You know, I appreciate any support I could get. And I just want to be able to support others. So please understand, that's all I'm trying to do is support others and help us make money. The sheep style way. If this is not your way or you don't like this way, that's completely fine. But please don't waste my time and try to pick an argument with me. I have a lot of work that I have to do. I have a lot of people that I gotta see and speak to and communicate with. I don't have time. So if I do try to make time for you, please don't waste my time trying to pick a fight and try to boost your own ego. Okay? I'm just trying to help others. If you find value in what I do, then I am grateful that I can serve you. If you don't, that's fine. Okay? There's other YouTubers and other books that you can read and, you know, many roads to California, I like to say. Many roads. You just got to find the road that makes sense to you. But if you're on a different road than Uncle Charter's, cool. But please, let's not waste each other's time, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Now, moving on to Triple Q. Big body green candle bounce off that 354.7 support level. Holy moly. Even cleared the 360.5 to 361 zone that I have done my 78.6 fib level. And we closed just below my 61.8 fib level around 365. Didn't quite get the breakout, but can we get the breakout? If we do, then the rally continues. Above 365. We'll put 366.5 and 368-ish in play. Maybe up to 368.5 actually. Now 368.5 is based on this big old orange trend line that I have here. If I zoom out, I don't talk about it much, but you see from here, from last January 2023 of this year, got a bounce here on March 13th. So Triple Q could be in back test mode, just simply trying to back test that trend line, and then maybe bears will step up there around the 368 to 368.5 zone. However, above 368.5 would be a recapture of that trend line, would be pretty bullish, and likely we could go test 376s, 375s. That would be this blue trend line here. Okay, if we do test that, it's not quite bullish, okay, because it looked like, you know, if we can't break this blue trend line, it's a sign that consolidation continues. Consolidation on a bigger time frame, that is. Okay? But overall, watch that 365, 366.5, and 368 to 368.5 zone. Okay? That was a mouthful. Alright? Above 360.5, recapture. If we reject here, trust the rejection when we break down support. So for example, if we hit 368 zone, we reject. Trust it when we break back below 366.5 or 365. Okay, false breakout setup. Okay, we don't try to play tops. At least that's my style. Your style might be different from mine. That's fine. But that's my style. I'll trust it when we get a false breakout setup. Otherwise, if we don't break out 365, right, I do have support at 363. If we reject from 365 and break down 363, that would be a good chance to go short. Put in 360.5 to 361 zone in play with 359, 357, and 355 is below. All right, keep it simple, level to level. Holy moly, finally got a bounce on IWM. Look at that. Had a blue trend line here around 172-ish. Strong buy zone back in May. Broke it down back on October 3rd. It led to a nice, decent level-to-level style move. Nothing too serious, though. But look, we recaptured. False breakdown setup similar to the SPY. So for this to be bullish follow-through, 173.5 must clear. If it does, look to long with 175, 176.5, 177.7, and 179 in play above that. Okay, we clear resistance. We want to look to long. We break down the support or we get a false breakout setup. Like if if 175, 173.5 defends, and then we break back below 172, that's a false breakout setup. That's when I would look to short. Okay, possibly dead cat bounce or whatever. Put in, well, there is a level around 171.3, and then I got 170 and 168.7-ish below that. All right, Tesla trying to bounce. Bulls are still trying to hang on here. All right. Resistant is at 261 and 263. Let's see. Let's see. Tesla's been struggling to break these levels or at least holding them. Let's see if they can break out. If they do, guys, I would look to long with 265, 267, 269, and 271-ish. A little higher than 271-ish would be in play, okay? That's based on the blue trend line. Above 271.5, I would be bull bias. That's a breakout for Tesla, okay? But it got to break out 261 and 263. Otherwise, support's at 258 and 256.5. If they fail, look to short with 255, 253 in play. Below 253, I would be bear bias with 250.5, 249 and 247 in play, okay? Apple, trying to bounce here. It cleared my 175 level. Great. That was the trigger to go long. Now, For follow through, clear 178, clear 179.3, possibly get more upside up to 180.75, and then maybe we can fill the gap at 183. Okay, gap fill at 183 also happens to be around my blue trend line. Now, if we break back below, it's around 177 when it closed, 177.4ish. Support's at 175. All right. There is also support around 173 and 171 below that. If those levels fail, definitely bearish. You could drop back down, possibly down to 167.6. And if that level fails, we're heading to a lower low. It's going to be beautiful, possibly down to 164 and 162.8 and a potential buy zone. Next fib level is at 161, all right? NVDA, beautiful, beautiful action on this stock, man. You could just trade NVDA. That'd be the only stock you trade. You'll be making bank, man. You'll be making bank. What did I say for NVDA? I gotta check my Discord. I usually write it in the trade ideas room. Yeah, plan was the same as above. Okay, so what was the plan? Look to long above 441.5 or 443. Look at this. NVDA opened at 441.9. Breaking out, we just all we had to do was wait for the breakout of the next resistance level, which was at 443 and 445. It went as high as 457.89. I give the easiest trade setups, especially for NVDA. Just trying to simplify. That's something I could take pride in. And it feels great. The money is nice too. Anyways, next resistance level is 457.5. We did close above that, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes NVDA likes to gap down a little bit. But if it is above 457.5, watch the next resistance level at 460. If we clear 460, look to long. That'd be bullish. Let me see. 463.3. 466. 468.2-ish. Gap fill is at 470.4, okay? So those are some potential targets above, and we can clear 457.5 and 460. If we're going to drop back down, like I've been saying all video, we got to wait for the breakdown of support. I definitely got support at 453.5. There's support at 456s. So watch for the breakdown, 456, 453.5. If those levels fail, 451, 449, 447 would be in play. All right? Below 447, I got 445. And probably another test of my orange trend line here around 440.3-ish. All right? So to be bearish, we got to break down support. All right, 456, 453.5 would be a good start. To be bullish, got to clear more resistance. 460, if it cleared, that would be a good start as well. Google, holy mo, look at that beautiful move on Google. I mentioned to stay bullish above it, on above 134. Wants to break out the next resistance. Beautiful. So it did clear that 138 level that is now support. As long as above 140.3 and 142 are in play, okay? If you want to get bearish, wait for the price action to give you the signal. 138 fails. 136.5 and 135 are back in play with 134 below and then 132.8, okay? AMD back by popular demands. You guys kept asking for it. Even on my Discord, you guys kept asking for it. AMD, AMD. So guess what? I'm bringing it back. All right? And it's going to stay. It's going to stay. Now, as you guys know, I haven't covered this in a week. But as you guys know, when I was covering it, we had this yellow downtrend line that AMD was riding down for a while. And yesterday, I actually covered this in Friday's trading session for AMD. And I mentioned it's a downtrend until it isn't. And what did we need for it to not be a downtrend? A breakout of 103. Yeah, definitely wrote that. It was in a TA request. One of my Discord members gave me an amazing request. She said, "What's up with AMD, Uncle? Any changes for AMD?" I gave it a nice update. Okay, it just had to, break out of the trend line now at 103, bullish above, broke out 103, gave us a nice, beautiful move up to 107.8. What more do you want from Uncle? I can't tell you the future, but when you look at price action like this, you see, like, you don't need to know the future. You just need to know the levels of setups and trade the unbiased sheep style. Bah! So what's next? Well, support is at 105, resistance at 107.4. So if 107.4 clears, guess what? 109 is in play. 111 and 112.2 above that. Above 112.2, 112.2 will be pretty bullish. Putting 115 and 116 in play. So when do we get bearish? When we get a false breakout. So breakdown of 105 and especially 103 would be a false breakout. Below 103 would be a false breakout based on the yellow trend line as well. That's very significant. And it will put 101.5, 99.5, 98, and 96.3-ish back in play below. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Hope you're happy. AMD is back and is going to stay. Now, here's the dark pool order. 424.5 is where we had the most liquidity or premiums for Friday session. 424.5. Let me find out. 2.8 billion in premium. Interesting. And then we had 1.9 billion in premium at the 429.5 level. Few cents off of my 429.6 level. Now, look at these little sneaky little things. We had multiple orders. This one over 300 mil. This one over 150 mil. All right around that 429.5 level. Okay, so that's something. That's a level definitely to keep watch for this coming week. All right, guys. So, yeah, let's end this with the option flow. Filter for 500K premiums or above. I just want to know what Big Money's doing. And Big Money's overall bearish. They're not as bearish as early last week or whatever, but it's still a little bit bearish here. Triple Q bearish. IWM is bullish. Holy moly, I haven't seen this IWM bullish in a little while. Tesla bullish. Apple bullish. What? NVDA is bullish. Okay. Can't argue with these. Bullish. There's a lot of bullishness. And let's see if we get anything on AMD. Oh, even AMD is bullish. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found value in this video. If you didn't find value in this video, that's completely okay as well. But if you did, and you want more content, definitely consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you at a higher level. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend and good luck this week. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.